In this video, I will give you a brief review of topics on international finance. Let's begin. 1. What is exchange rate risk? The risk that the value of one currency will decrease relative to another currency. 2. What is the difference between a fixed and floating exchange rate? A fixed exchange rate is set by the government, while a floating exchange rate is determined by market forces. 3. What is a currency board? A monetary system in which a country's central bank has pledged to maintain a fixed exchange rate with a foreign currency by holding reserves of that currency. 4. What is the difference between an exchange rate band and a crawling peg? An exchange rate band is a range within which the exchange rate is allowed to fluctuate, while a crawling peg is an exchange rate that is adjusted gradually over time. 5. What is the balance of payments? A record of a country's transactions with the rest of the world over a period of time. 6. What is a current account deficit? When a country imports more goods and services than it exports, resulting in a negative balance of trade. 7. What is a capital account deficit? When a country sends more money out in foreign investments than it receives, resulting in a negative capital account balance. 8. What is the difference between a current account and capital account? The current account records transactions involving trade in goods and services, while the capital account records transactions involving investment. 9. What is the international monetary system? The institutional framework within which international payments are made and exchange rates are determined. 10. What is the difference between an import tariff and an import quota? An import tariff is a tax on imported goods, while an import quota is a limit on the quantity of imported goods. 11. What is the World Trade Organization, WTO? An international organization that promotes free trade by setting rules and resolving disputes among member countries. 12. What is the law of one price? The principle that identical goods in different countries should have the same price when expressed in the same currency. 13. What is purchasing power parity, PPP? A theory that suggests that exchange rates between countries should adjust so that the same basket of goods costs the same in each country. 14. What is the Big Mac Index? A measure of purchasing power parity based on the price of a Big Mac hamburger in different countries. 15. What is the international fissure effect? The relationship between the expected inflation rates of two countries and the expected exchange rate between their currencies. 16. What is interest rate parity? Interest rate parity is a theory that suggests the difference in interest rates between two countries should be equal to the percentage difference between the two countries' exchange rates. 17. What is the difference between a spot and forward exchange rate? A spot exchange rate is the current exchange rate for immediate delivery, while a forward exchange rate is the exchange rate agreed upon now for delivery at a future date. 18. What is the difference between a direct and indirect quote for an exchange rate? A direct quote is the price of one unit of foreign currency in terms of the domestic currency, while an indirect quote is the price of one unit of domestic currency in terms of the foreign currency. 19. What is a currency basket? A weighted average of the exchange rates of several currencies against a base currency. 20. What is a forward contract? A financial contract in which two parties agree to exchange an asset or currency at a specified price on a future date. 21. What is a futures contract? A standardized financial contract that requires the buyer to purchase and the seller to sell an asset or commodity at a specified price and on a specific future date. 22. What is a currency option? A financial instrument that gives the holder the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell a specified amount of currency at a specified exchange rate at a future date. 23. What is a currency swap? A financial transaction in which two parties exchange a specified amount of one currency for an equivalent amount of another currency, usually for a fixed period of time. 24. What is a carry trade? A trading strategy in which an investor borrows money in a currency with a low interest rate and invests it in a currency with a higher interest rate, in the hope of profiting from the interest rate differential. 25. What is a euro bond? A bond denominated in a currency other than the currency of the country where it is issued,